Welcome to the Dowden Podcast. I'm your host, Cole Gambicki, and today we're going to talk about the real struggle of your 20s and why, if you genuinely feel lost, behind, or mentally exhausted, then it is absolutely crucial for you to stop comparing yourself and your successes to everyone you see online and to everyone that's around you, and instead, just really start to learn not only how to focus on you as a person and your own journey, but how to then properly build some real consistency, direction, and control over these things from here on out. But before we get started, make sure to leave a like and subscribe down below. That way you don't miss any weekly episodes and posts. You can find video of this episode strictly on YouTube, but the audio everywhere else. Now, when it comes to the real struggle of your 20s and really trying to figure these things out, understanding that your 20s genuinely is one of the hardest times that you are ever going to experience truly is so important, especially right now, because not only are you fighting a crazy economy, you're fighting social media, but you're trying to figure things out. You have no idea what you're doing, and this is the first time in your life where you haven't had somebody to help you out. You're trying to figure out your dream. You're trying to figure out your career. You're trying to deal with inconsistent hours and scheduling so you can save up for a house and rent. And through that, you put so much pressure on yourself because that's exactly what I was doing. I would put so much pressure on a day to day basis trying to figure these things out to where not only would it start to burn me out, but it would destroy my confidence and my consistency. Because instead of taking it day by day, focusing on my journey and doing what I was supposed to, I would go and do the opposite until I not only started to learn how to focus on myself and what I was doing, but how to then properly build real discipline, consistency, and take control over these things from here on out. Because you see, back when I was around 20, 21 years old, always thinking that I was falling behind in life was something that I was just damn near feeling on a day to day basis. Like, seriously, whether it was through the goals, my hobbies, my career, my dreams, I mean, whatever it was, I would constantly sit there and just feel like I was falling behind and question every single little thing I would do. Because not only would I wake up and compare myself to everyone that was around me and who I saw online. But really, I would try and sit there and force this process to move along instead of waiting for it to work out itself. Right? I would wake up every single day, and instead of putting all of my attention into one business, I would start three and hope for the best. Instead of trying to prioritize my mental health or take care of myself like I should be, I would just play the guessing game and shove a bunch of stuff into my body. Instead of trying to save for rent, for a house, to deal with this economy, I would go spend that money on pointless things like a new shirt or a new video game, which isn't going to help me in the long run. To where not only would it destroy where I wanted to be, but how I wanted to live, having it take control of my life, keep me in these cycles, and have me restart every single time I wanted to change these things around. Because when it comes to your overall 20s and really trying to figure these things out, understanding that your 20s really aren't even supposed to be stable in the first place truly is so important. And the only reason why you think that is because of social media. Understand that when you are in your 20s, things are going to feel unstable because not only do you not have things figured out, but you're trying to live a new identity. You're working your way from a kid to an adult. You're maturing. You're actually finding what you like. You're going into the real world. You have to deal with hours. You have to deal with rent. You have to deal with real world stuff. So when you're that young, realistically, how can you be stable? The reason you guys put so much pressure on yourself is because of the internet. And I do it too, because we see these 21-year-olds, these 22, 23-year-olds with millions of dollars, with all of this influence, with all of this sponsorship and ad runs, but we don't see the reality behind it. We don't see the anxiety, how they spend it, how they're really living behind the screen. And when you sit there and you compare yourself to it, it makes your own journey invisible. It makes the process 10 times harder because instead of focusing on your life, where you need to be, how you're moving at your pace, you compare it to everyone else. Hence why you're staying stuck. Hence why you constantly feel unstable. You feel like you're not getting anywhere. You feel like you're not where you're supposed to be, when in all reality, you're exactly at the right spot. Your 20s are the time for you to grow. So use this time properly. Experience new things. Stop comparing yourself and focus on your journey, because the only real way to start to move these things along is by doing exactly that. So, if you genuinely want to start to break out of these cycles and really regain control of your life, then understanding that you have to stop comparing yourself and your successes to everyone else around you and to the people you see online truly is so important. Because at the end of the day, yes, the economy is bad. We are all struggling, but your mentality and your comparison towards these things are what is really keeping you stuck. You have to let that go and you have to start focusing on your journey and your process, because you truly can achieve these things. You can do whatever you want and you can make this stuff real. You just have to stop comparing yourself to everyone and everything you see, and just really start to learn not only how to take control, direction, but consistency over these things from here on out. So, moving forward, instead of just waking up every single day feeling like you're falling behind, feeling like you're not where you're supposed to be, go ahead and change these things around and start taking real action towards it. Stop comparing yourself to the people that's around you and to the things you see online, because not only is it destroying your progress, but it's making it invisible. Start building real consistency, not only through the big things, but through the small ones. Get it done no matter what and hold yourself accountable. Start understanding that your 20s are meant to be confusing. They are not meant to be stable. You are not meant to have it figured out right then and there, because this is the time for you to build your life. So start doing it the right way. And the fourth and most important one is start giving yourself grace and stop putting so much pressure on yourself. As a creator and as a growing creator, I put endless amounts of pressure on myself. And when I sit here and tell you guys that it's going to keep you stuck and destroy your mindset overall, I truly do mean it, because that's what happened to me. So start doing these four things. Start taking control and focus on your own journey and where you want to be. Because when I sit here and tell you guys that you can change these things around, you can live your life, you can do whatever you want, I really do mean it. You just have to stop comparing yourself and your successes to everyone and everything you see online, and just really start to learn not only how to build some real consistency, control, but direction towards these things from here on out. But with that said, today's quote is by Robert Greene. He once said, "If you're in your early 20s, don't put so much importance on the money, on the raise. Getting an extra $1,000 a year is okay, but the real thing is the responsibility and the power and the experience that you're learning." I appreciate you tuning in. You can follow us on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. And this is the Dowden Podcast.